Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from 643 Productions and the Darth Empire coming at you here with another Black Ops sniping gameplay commentary. This is 6-man domination on Berlin Wall. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of the First Strike playlist as of late because I don't get to play a bunch of the First Strike maps regularly when I'm sometimes or most of the time when I'm playing with you guys. There's somebody that doesn't have the map packs. Again, that's not a problem at all and it never will be, but I need, I need my fix of the new maps because the old ones are still kind of stale, the ones that came with the game at launch. But anyway, get a pretty good gameplay here, some good mix of playing the objective and the solid KD. I don't post again a ridiculous score, but it's still pretty solid in my opinion. And that's one thing. Before I get into what I want to talk about, again, there are some big sniper updates that I'm going to clue you guys in on towards the end of the video. But before I jump into that, I was thinking yesterday, because I was recording episode 2 of So You Want to Be a Commentator for upload to Machinima Respawn, and I was talking about voice and all these things, but in trying to get gameplay for the video, for those of you that follow me on Twitter, you are aware of my search for gameplays. I played with a couple of you guys, and I just couldn't get it, so I had to go back into my old gameplays, something that I really wasn't, I knew is going to catch some flack. I know it's going to catch some flack from the Respawn subscribers, from the viewers there, but in thinking about that, in playing with that issue in my head, I was like, I wish it wasn't about the gameplay at times, because while I understand the need really to post pretty damn good gameplay, at times I wish it just wasn't about the gameplay. I wish I could sit down every single viewer of my video and say, look, the gameplay is just there, so there's some other channel to upload to Machinima, or YouTube. There's no, if I could do without the gameplay or the video channel, I would. I really would, because talking about the gameplay or the specific gameplay that I'm using as a bed isn't really my thing. That's not what I do, and that's a reason, that's one of the conclusions or foregone conclusions that I had going into my head. I knew that my gameplay wasn't anything special, and really, one thing I want to talk about, and again, this is probably going to be in an upcoming episode of So You Want to Be a Commentator, is when you're going for commentary gameplays, I think it's important to understand that unless you have something really, 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 really special, your gameplay has been done before. You are not bringing anything special to the table in terms of Call of Duty gameplay, or really in terms of any FPS kind of gameplay. Any and everything that you can think of, more often than not, has been done and done 100 times over. My gameplay going 30 and the first gameplay I used for So You Want to Be a Commentator, 33 and 3, I think it was, on Domination, has been done countless times, sniping. It's been done, but I just used that because I knew it would clear some of the artificial benchmarks that people set in their heads. But one thing I want to make clear, and one tip I would give, I know there are some up-and-coming or young struggling commentators watching my videos that are subscribed to my channel, understand that it isn't all about the gameplay. Like I say, my sense of what is and is not YouTube worthy is more fluid than probably any and everybody else. But you have to understand that there are two channels when you're making a commentary, and I'm probably gonna tip my hand here as to what I'm going to talk about in one of the upcoming So You Want to Be a Commentators. But there are two channels that you have available to you. And since the video channel, when you're talking about a commentary, since the video channel is comprised of gameplay that has probably been done a lot more times than you think or want it to have been done, you have to focus on the audio channel. You have to focus on the commentary, and that's what I do. So I'm done. I'm moving away from the whole what is and is not YouTube worthy thing. If I get a good game, I'm not going to post negative scores. I'm not going to post crap gameplay. Don't worry. But I'm going to blur those lines even more than I have already done, because you know what? Screw it. My calling card, what I think you guys enjoy from me, is not what you see on the screen. It's what you hear in your headphones or what you hear out of your speakers. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to stretch the boundaries of what I believe is YouTube worthy. So be on the lookout for that. And if you could, if you see the So You Want to Be a Commentator series uploaded to Machinima Respawn, I'll post a video, I'll post on Twitter, stuff like that. when you see that, if you see it getting flack, don't be afraid. God, this is going to sound really pathetic, but don't be afraid to come to my defense. Don't be afraid to say, hey, listen, you morons, this isn't about the gameplay. It's clearly not about the gameplay. But, God dang it, that sounds really, really pathetic. But screw it, I don't care anymore. But anyway, what I wanted to talk with you guys about today, the marquee that I have for you is I have confirmed with David Vonderhaar some of the sniping updates, some of the actual updates that will be coming to Call of Duty Black Ops. So what I have for you is a Twitter conversation, again, I had with David Vonderhaar, and I've been trying to get him to come on for an interview, to give updates or whatever, but we'll see if that happens. But here is a Twitter conversation. First of all, I'm going to read what I said to David Vonderhaar, and then his reply to me. He says, will we see a reduction in the offset angle upon scoping in with the coming update to snipers? I mean, you do realize that this function ruins real sniping, right? Or is basic trigonometry not a prereq for Treyarch? But the question still stands. Again, there was some wrangling in by one of my Twitter followers, which thank you very much for that, keeping me in line. I'm really thankful for that. But the question still stands. Will we see a definite reduction in the offset angle upon scoping in the coming update? Now, this is from David Vonderhaar to me in response to that. There are some other things. I made a War Games joke because he's always talking about Dr. Strangelove, a movie about the nuclear holocaust, or an eventual nuclear holocaust. He says, LMAO, you are in good form again today, sir. I didn't change the angle, but I did change the recenter time to complete and more. I think he meant compete there. But so there you have it. But the lead there is he did change the recenter time. The offset angle will not be changed with this update, but the recenter time, the speed with which the crosshairs go back to what was the center of your hipfire spread when you initially scoped in, that will be tweaked. Now, how it will be tweaked, I'm not exactly sure. Will it be increased? Will you see a more forceful centering of the crosshairs? And, you know, to be perfectly honest, just thinking about that, I don't know if that's going to be the best thing. I don't know if that's going to work as David Vonderhaar has intended, or if snipers want it to. Because again, if you're not going to change the offset angle, you're still going to be sweeping out those longer distances as you scope in or after you scope in. Because again, the trigonometry dictates that the distance between the targets will result in bigger distances that the crosshairs are off center from what was the center of the hipfire spread. And if you increase the center speed, that's going to be a more violent jerk towards center with more velocity that I think might result in more difficult sniping, so to speak, for longer ranges. I think that might be a bit more difficult. Now, is it possible? Well, of course it is possible, but it might be possible that he's reducing the center speed time, reducing that time, and giving the player more control over the off-center scope. I was thinking it might be worthwhile to explore. Again, this is something I would do if I was employed by Treyarch, just to test it, because I think they can do that. But remove the center speed, remove the recentering of the crosshairs, just bring up the off-center scope, and then let the player have control from there. I think that might be more worthwhile. I think that might accomplish more in terms of bringing sniping up to par with the rest of the regular guns in Call of Duty Black Ops. Don't get me wrong, sniping will still be underpowered. Sniping, I will never cease calling for the complete removal of the launch day patch, but it has become painfully apparent that that is never going to happen. So there you have it. David Vonderhaar has said the center speed is going to be tweaked with the coming updates to sniper rifles, and just some preemptive bitching on my part, I don't think that's going to be enough. I think you have to tweak the off-center scope angle. You have to do that, because that is one of the biggest things that is messing with snipers. The recentering speed, yes, but that is just a result of the off-center angle upon scoping in. But let me know what you think. That's what I think. I think I've made my case for any and everything. All the changes that I propose or that I review, I think I have given a logical, rational case and my thoughts behind that, each and every one. So let me know what you think. What do you think will work? Do you think anything that I say is possibly a good idea? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I got to get out of here. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Lefty643. Just go to twitter.com/Lefty643. The link is going to be in the description as well. That's where you can follow me for open lobbies, live streams with the Darth Empire, and when I'm looking for teammates to go pub stomp when I'm still trying to get gameplays. But be sure to do that. Lefty643 on Twitter. Once again, that's twitter.com/Lefty643. Thank you for joining, guys. I got to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out.